I don't know.
that loan.
I don't know about you, Henry. I was unaware that we would had to have that drawn out professionally by an engineer.
They would accept it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And you know, whenever I was talking to Michael Malak and he had said that, I could not understand why we had to have that contracted and designed by an engineer.
Well, it just covers the contractor too.
Yeah. I mean, I knew exactly what $700 was for. I just didn't say anything. It's just a shame. They're pouring what, 10 yards of concrete?
I don't know how many yards.
Yeah.
I had a resident who wants to put a handicap ramp in. They have to have drawings to get the permit.
Yeah.
Because of the handicap.
Uniform construction code, it's fine, it's time.
Yep.
All right, I need a motion to approve the invoice for Senate Engineering for $704. Second? All those in favor?
Next is payment request number 2 from Blair Construction for work performed October 31st to November 25th, 2014, amount of $32,400.
When it says request number 2, that means payment number 2.
Yes.
They haven't requested this twice.
Correct.
We didn't pay it. Okay.
And then there'll be a third payment, the final payment.
We paid them 6,000 so far.
Yeah, we paid them $6,300, there'll probably only be one more. Maybe 2 more. But this will leave $10,800 in the contract, there, with the addition of that change order that we're going to watch next.
All right, need a motion for the second payment to Blair Construction for the salt shed in the amount of $32,400. Eddie? Second? Questions?
Henry, you gonna talk about the salt shed after we pay the bill on the salt shed? I mean,
Yeah, I got some other things we have to do.
no question.
All those in favor?
Okay. Next is change order number 1 to the salt shed contract for the addition of a concrete slab floor to be installed in the new salt shed in the amount of $6,500 to be paid for from liquid fuels, as it is ineligible to spend.
Do we want to make the motion to go ahead and get that done?
Well,
Or do you want
yeah,
to go ahead
but
and
this
sue?
is just officially.
Yeah, we made the motion to take the money from liquid fuels and get it done, but apparently paperwork to make it probably legal.
This is
So
finalized.
this is amending the contract.
Right, need a motion to approve change order for $6,500 for a pad in the salt shed. Second? Cliff. Questions? All those in favor, right hand. All right, any more new business?
Yes.
Before we go into new business,
We've all been building.
all right, well, I'm just gonna throw something out there in the new business, and it should be new business. We'll toss it on the new business. I need a short executive session sometime in this meeting, talk about a personnel issue. The three employees we have. So it doesn't have to be now, I just wanted to make sure you brought it to your attention.
Do it at the end of finished business.
Okay.
All right, I was notified for the Senate engineer that we have to have a dumping pad at the front end of that salt shed building. DEP says we have to, because of contamination of the salt into the ground, into the water. Even though we don't have wells up here, we will still be contaminating soil. Breathe deep.
How far?
Well, plus,
Talking about a concrete slab, or you talking?
concrete slab.
Yeah, okay.
It has to be, this is estimate number 2, is a 12-foot wide dumping pad in the front of the building, which necessary, stone rebars, concrete necessary for $32.50.
In addition to 6,500.
Yes. Now, also, we have no place to segregate salt from aggregate. This has been brought up by the borough employees because before we used to have any old salt shed, not a divider, but we had 2 different piles and we were able to mix them. Right now, we can't mix anything. The aggregate would probably have to be kept outside, covered with a tarp, and froze during the winter. With, snow and water and everything else getting into it. And I had asked Mike what he thought of it, and he and, trying to think of the older gentleman's name, Ralph, they come up here and looked at it and said it would be an absolute, really, a necessity to go ahead and split that building down the center, salt on one side, aggregate on the other.
There's still enough room to get a high lift.
There's enough room to get a high lift in there and do what's needed.
Even when it's,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, that's another added cost.
Did,
Well, let me ask you this.
yeah, did Ralph ask you why he would put it in his drawing? I mean, he did design the place.
Well, I don't know who designed it.
Yeah, Ralph did. Yeah, Ralph.
Well, there's a few things that he left out and things that weren't really, I'm not happy with that drawing,
Yeah.
but it's too late now. But, to put a divider down through with 7 poles, 8 foot high, they're 6x6s, then using 2 bays, 2 to 6, wood on one side for the divider is $39.80. And the engineering Senate feels that that would be really a good necessity to have in there, so we keep 2 items separate, they can mix it and go from there. Now, this can all come out of liquid fuel.
Now, is the Senate engineer going to charge us today to revise the drawing?
They didn't revise the drawing, all I got off of, this is off of Lair Construction, their estimate. All we did was talk to the 2 engineers, no drawings, no nothing like the cement pad was drawn up.
I mean, I'm just a wild guess, I wouldn't think we'd need to have engineering drawings to put up a.
We don't need engineering drawings for that. I walked through it with Nicole and her foreman. Rick walked through it, we measured it out, and it is all feasible.
Okay.
I got a question. Why can't you just dump it? One on one side and one on the other. They're gonna be mixed eventually anyhow, aren't they? What do you need a stone divider for?
When you dump it,
How do you mix it?
you put a pile up there, and it's all gonna slide to one side, and there's no retainer in it.
What's it gonna hurt? If the salt slides into the anti-skid or the anti-skid.
Was the old salt?
It's gonna be mixed
Yeah,
together eventually.
How was the old salt shed different? If we piled them both in the old salt shed, how, was it wider, was it configuration of?
It was wider, it was way wider. This building is too small.
But answer me this, Eddie. You worked in the borough,
Well, we have the divider,
but
but it's.
why do you have to have a divider?
Is the divider the whole way through it? How do you mix it then? Where are you mixing it?
Well, I don't know why you need a divider, but they specify that you should have a divider.
Who specifies?
Probably the state.
Who?
Who?
Oh,
The
state.
state?
Probably, I don't know.
Henry, who's?
I know,
How did you-
I know wherever we put,
Let me ask you this.
wherever we put it together, burn and make sure that there's a divider.
Let me ask ask you this, when you mixed it, how did you mix it?
Well, I mixed it,
You put,
2 parts sand and
You
But
put
how did you
where,
mix it?
inside or outside?
it was, outside. I didn't mix it in.
so what's the difference? If we're gonna have a pad out front,
Can we see how it goes? Can we see how it goes through this winter?
Well, you can, yeah.
And see if it's a major problem or not. If it is, then we can revisit it by next winter.
The longer, we can get the pad on the outside.
Right, okay, well, so that's, I'm gonna make a motion for
I
that.
mean, as long
That can
as
conflict with fuels.
Why wasn't that noted in, why didn't send an engineer already?
That's what I was kind of
Like,
wondering.
why is that now brought up after the fact, that it's already done?
When this week,
It's just, it's a letter that was sent to us from
what, is that
the
the EPA?
letter? Is that, that's
This
what
is
I'm
the,
saying.
this is the cost estimate.
Okay, so where's the letter stating that we need to have the pad out in front of it?
It came through Senate from DEP, that we cannot contaminate the ground. We cannot dump salt right on the
But so
ground.
Senate Engineering has the letter?
I don't know if they have a letter. It's just in general contact that they do every day.
And you don't really get them mad.
We can't afford to pay fines for contaminating the ground. It's cheaper to put a pad out than to pay $1,000 a month or
Will there be, engineering fees for that?
There shouldn't be.
Okay. I didn't know.
This is all done by word of mouth. We would have talked to Bill on it, but I'd have to talk to him over through. Well, I talked to you 3 weeks ago about emailing everybody about this cost.
And I'm really a little confused regardless, because the salt goes out on the roads,
what's that?
so
That is different.
It's different.
That's different.
It doesn't matter then.
how is that different if it's going to be?
This is standard, this is a standing pile where it can leach down through, out when it's used out on the road, you pick it up and you dump it somewhere else. You do not dump it in the water system or so on.
It doesn't matter whenever you put it out the road.
What was the cost on that pad?
You go out
That
in the
is
shed or-
30-50.
If you have it in the shed, it could be leaching out somewhere, you don't know.
But did you have cement on the old pads?
No,
That's why I said you had it on the ground before.
no, we had it on blacktop.
It's blacktop.
Blacktop.
It was a playground before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from the old school. All right, it's council's pleasure.
Well, since it's
It's
under,
gonna happen.
under $10,000, it doesn't even have to go out to bid.
And
What's
it's
that?
liquid fuels, right?
Since it's under $10,000, it doesn't have to go out to bid. Have we had any interest from anyone?
Well, yeah, Blair,
Just
Blair.
Good.
they're here, they're gonna be doing the cement work sometime. And then, and that's gonna be another hold up for the transfer.
And that's
We're not gonna
weather,
be able to go on after 28 days.
weather dependent. Weather, is the concrete work gonna be weather dependent on the
Yeah.
temperature? Can they can still perform for the winter time, can they not? They just.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cover the heat.
Alright. Well, yeah, they've not done that yet, right?
No.
So they might as well do it.
Yeah, we should do it all.
Right.
I know, without.
For all-
I make a motion that we
Expensive.
And do it all correct.
extend that amount of black construction for the amount of 60 to 200, whatever it
What
was.
size would that be?
The width of the building, 12 feet out.
20 by 12.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big piece. Remember, it cost us 6,200 just for this short piece out here. The addition on
Just for the sidewalk.
Well, that, this is what they're doing inside, aren't they coming up the sides?
But
That pad and pouring in there and the
I
side.
have no, it doesn't call for anything going up the side.
I thought
It's a straight
last
pad,
time, last meeting.
split in the center, from front to back, so the backhoe doesn't hit the seam and chip it out.
All right, we got a motion on the floor.
To do what, both of them, both items?
No, the one we're over
No,
No, just a pad.
Not
Not
the
the
whole,
divider.
okay.
Not the divider, just a pad.
They,
For a pad,
this is for the, we've already approved the concrete for inside.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the apron
This is
outside.
the apron outside.
for a concrete apron outside salt shed of 20 foot wide, 12 foot long. How thick are they?
5 inches. 5 Right into the building.
With rebar.
They're about as thick as the inside,
Say
5 inches, 5.5 inches.
Okay, need a motion? Eddie?
We gonna make sure that it's thick enough? I mean, if it doesn't stay on there, right?
They were the same thing, so they know what a tandem cannot back on a 4-inch corporate slide.
Eddie, second? Cliff?
I made a motion.
Oh, you made the Eddie second. Any other questions?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Hey, I do have another question here. I know we just talked about the divider. I got kind of lost in all the conversation now. The divider is down the middle, it's made out, is it a necessity that it needs to be put into concrete? If we decide to do this in the future?
We're gonna have to cut the concrete and put it there.
Okay. See, that's.
Is the concrete in over there already?
No.
It's not.
Yeah, I
We're
see.
waiting on this and that and everything else to get together. And this is the last hurdle right here.
Myself, I don't know that much, but I just don't see, being that you got, Eddie, you said they mixed it outside the old salt shed that they had. Why would we need a divider?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know?
And the only drawback to waiting until next year is going to be to cut the concrete.
What about if you use a
It
new
might end up, we don't need it.
Do half of the divider, that way the back part is, and then you can mix it in the front.
Well, I think the divider's not coming out the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Not the whole way.
I say we try it and see if it works.
Yeah, let's leave it the way it is, I agree.
Yeah, try it the way.
What's your opinion? I mean, you're contractor. Should we, I mean, cause I
I'm not one that mixes it, I don't know how.
I don't wanna be caught to catch 22 here. I mean, I don't want anything extra expense either. You know?
Are you saying that the borough workers suggested it?
Rick suggested it. I don't know what, really, I never looked into the old bill of salt shed to see what was in there. I seen them, when we got a load of salt in, here a couple of weeks ago, mixing it up at Cleveland. He had 2 individual piles, he'd take a shovel full of this and bring it out, a shovel full of this, and mix it together, then dump it back into the shed. So, we can do that here just as well, or go from there.
Well, see, ours didn't come out the whole way.
Right.
It just, it probably come out about what, Jim?
3/4 of the way, so you can
About a half.
Half, I'd say.
The old shed was a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, the old,
Well, you gotta go take-
well, the old shed was what, from the corner of the building to almost.
The handicap ramp.
Yeah,
So what do you think? Do you think it should have a divider now?
I don't think
It's
it's
deep.
myself, I don't think we should have a divider.
If everybody thinks they need it, I mean, I don't wanna see it. Let me ask a question. The size of the bucket is 8 feet. So you got the size of the bucket, and a divider would be 16 feet. The building's only 18 something inside, am I correct?
I don't know what it is.
20-foot building, you cut it down with those jersey barriers. It's gotta be a foot down each
You put
side.
that divider down, you might not get
You
your
don't have much.
Yeah, if you get the divider, you're gonna probably 9 feet on each side. That's the divider.
And then you're gonna get into it.
Leave it out, you can mix it right on in.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I think we pretty much agree on that. Go with
Yeah.
that.
All right, we have a motion on the floor for the
Yeah, we did, that's it.
the apron, and it's seconded. All those in favor?
Okay.
You did that.
Yeah.
Any other new business?
That's all we have.
I just got a couple quick things here, and I'm also gonna,
Short.
One.
Mhm.
did Arlie Grant we applied for, I don't know if it's got the email, I got it turned down.
Yes.
2, did you all get the burning permit that,
Looks nice.
Ian-
Special permit.
Yeah, special permit.
I didn't get one.
No, I didn't go.
She sent it through the email.
Yeah.
I didn't get it on email.
Yeah, I mean, she sent it through the email, that's why I got it. I mean, I just printed it out.
I'll get you a copy.
Yeah, get it.
All right, Jim, one more thing, since Jim wasn't here, Mayor, do you have anything from Mayor?
No.
I read the police.
Last meeting, it was tabled for the fence and the blacktop up here. Any question to see if we could hold, if they would hold the prices? No, they do not hold the prices. So these two items will have to be rebid come spring.
Get the boys first.
All right, now we'll do a executive session for personnel.